Greetings this June 30th. It's a Monday, and I wanted to share something with you, pick something up today. You know, there are days when it just seems like nothing's working out. You know, like I had bids on a few things. I need to replenish my 6H's and that kind of stuff to refurb and sell. And some of y'all out there like beating my butt on these bids, and I'm just like, gosh darn it, I guess I've created my own competition. And there was a couple others that I got beat out on, you know, 77H got beat out, you know, and I'm just like, darn it, you know. I mean, I do have a lot of horns I need to move out and stuff, but then, you know, you think of these setbacks and, you know, I just settle. You know, I'm just okay, well, you know, move on. Well, then all of a sudden, I get a message from a friend of mine. Actually, he's a young man marching in the drum corps that I helped start called Impulse. They're on tour, and while he's on tour, he sends me a link to a horn that's for sale. And so I respond and actually went, and it's kind of an unbelievable sale. And wasn't sure about it, but thankfully the seller was only literally 10 minutes from my house. So I grabbed the cash and went down there, and let me show you what I ended up with, okay? We're going to walk over here, okay? Here we go. Have it outside in good light. Yeah, my yard's crappy because I fired my gardener and I need a new gardener. Well, here, look at this. It's a king case. It's pretty beat up. Very beat up, actually. There's all kinds of crap written all over it. And it's dusty, so I'm going to clean up the case. I don't have the means to make repairs to the leather edges here. If anybody knows of a way to go about that, I'd appreciate some news on it, because I just kind of fake it. And we're going to unlock this. Of course, the latch springs aren't working, so I'll try to do this one hand. I'm not as talented as I used to be as a young man to undo latches with one hand. You guys, you know, be nice. You know what I'm talking about. And what do we have here? It's a king. Yeah, it's a big king. So which king is it? This is, I can read it. This is a king. I think it looks like a 4B Sonorous. Yeah, I barely read. I think it says Sonorous in there under all the patina. But yeah, it's definitely a king. I checked the serial on it. It's 1970, but you can see there's some wrinkles in the bell. Yeah, it's really, I mean, this thing looks like it was left outside all the time. You know, that's what happens to lacquer when it's outside all the time. But look at this. Rotor works great. Rotor works great. And even better than that, watch this. Still got the ring up here for the small hands. And the slide is smooth, dry, and dirty. And I would rate this an 8 because it's so smooth. There's no clicks, no grabs, nothing. The slide's in great shape. So nickel slide, brass crook. You'll never guess what I bought this thing for. Ready for this? $100. Handed him 520s. He said, "Thank you very much for doing business." Grabbed the horn, brought it home. So, for all the auctions that I lost today, which would have cost me all about $800, and it probably would have only made about that much or so, $100. And a beautiful 547 King Sonorous F attachment symphonic trombone. Now, the bell's got some wrinkles in it, and I'm coming to you with questions. I want you guys to chime in and give me an idea here. I'm considering, based on the young man who turned me on to this, it was his idea, to do a scratch finish on the bell, you know, and leave it shiny on the inside of the flare. Or, I know that there is a 5B silver-plated bell for sale. I think it's 5B, I'm not sure, but it's a large bore king silver plated bell, or to buy the silver bell and put the silver bell on this horn. If you were to get this horn, would you want to just straight original, all lacquer, I mean all shiny brass lacquer? Would you like it with a scratch brush finish on the bell, or would you like a silver bell onto the brass body with it? Let me know. Okay, I'm looking forward to hearing your opinions, and I'm going to be working on this over the next few weeks. And again, I talked about this the other night. I'm going to be putting up my daughter's 1957 Con 88H for sale, and I'm going to probably be putting up my, I think, an early 1980s Bach 42 with the 3 interchangeable parts. It was a custom design, where it could be a straight pipe, it could be the regular straight rotor, or it'll be the Thayer valve, and I'll be putting that up for sale. And I'm thinking about doing a scratch finish on that bell, because the trend is right now on the Bach 42s, a lot of people are delacquering it because it gives it a better response, because I mean the response is relatively dull as it is to a lot of people, especially college students, and their teachers are telling them to remove the lacquer off the valve, but they're doing it in some of the ugliest ways. I think I might do just a scratch finish on that one with a light coat of lacquer on it. But give me your thoughts on that, okay? Because I'm going to be putting those up. I also have a Con 8H I'm working on. I don't know the air on it because the barrel on it was replaced where the serial number was with a new barrel, and there's no number, so I don't know. But based on the bell design, it could be late 60s, early 70s, but I'll double check. And then I'll have the 14, I think it's called the 1460 or 1480 King, H&N White King, which is a dual bore. The slide is a 547, and the F-tubes are, I believe, 555 or 562. I have to measure them and find out. But I'll be putting up a lot of these larger horns for sale here shortly in the next few weeks, because I need to move them out, and I need to let go. I'll also, I'm actually thinking about throwing a bonus horn in with the sales of these larger horns, because I got a lot of student horns that I mentioned. So I've got some H&N White American Standards, which was the student model for King at the time. It was the American Standard, it was the Cleveland Superior, and then of course it was the 2B back in the 30s and 40s. So I have a couple American Standards I'd like to refurbish. I may throw that in as a bonus horn with some of these larger horns, or if it's a Con, I may throw in a 14H, or an 18H with it, just to move some of my student horns out. So those would be free. That, wouldn't consider that as part of the price. The price will be the price for the horn for sale, and then these would be added, bonus horns thrown in. So let me hear your opinions on these, okay? And I'll be waiting for your responses. All right, thanks a bunch.